Welcome back to another episode of the Third Perspective Podcast. We're your hosts,
Jay and Aya,
Logan,
and I'm Marcia. And today we'll be talking about the hidden cost of perfection. Pressure of perfection comes to teens from many directions. On social media, it often feels like everyone else is living a flawless life, whether they're influencers, celebrities, or even peers. And today we will dive into the factors that causes this and the harsh reality teenagers face.
social media makes it feel like everyone has a perfect life. The perfect body, the perfect relationship, the perfect grades. Basically, everything in their life is perfect. But the truth is, a lot of what we see is fake, filters, or just what the highlight of their life is. Nobody posts like their failures and what they're actually going through on all their insecurities. So all we can do is compare ourselves to those fake images, and we start to feel like we're not good enough in this society that we live in.
The pressure of perfection weighs heavily on teens today, fueled by social media, school, and even family expectation. Sometimes they're even unrealistic to the point, they're unachievable. Online platforms, they usually showcase like people living this perfect life, like Jay and I said, and actually it's all fake. They're just putting their best selves on social media and like leaving like the worst parts in private, and they want to seem like they're living the perfect life.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like nowadays teens may begin to believe their worth is measured by likes, comments, and followers, and they have to put up with a certain persona to like get friends or maintain a certain image. Even at school, the pressure builds with the expectation to get perfect grades, excel in sports, and even be active in clubs. And it's like competition among ourselves, like classmates or even your friends, adds to the stress like, oh, they're doing all this, maybe I should do this. And even the fear of failure can weigh in heavily, which also was like roots back to, childhood trauma. And family can add like extra stress too. You have to have good grades, you have to do what you need to do, like you can't really make a mistake or you get like ridiculed pretty harshly. It really comes from classmates or like people that expects you that to follow the trends, have this, have that. And yeah.
You know what? I agree. So I'm going to piggyback what you just said. Because, first of all, nobody has real individuality surrounding here. Like, you might see somebody who's just different than others, but most of the time, if they might get made fun of, because, in most culture, they like you to be the same as everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, you have to follow the trends. If you don't got this or you don't got that, it's like, bro, you're broke. You're broke. You don't got this, you don't got that. Like, what are you doing? And again, in school, society has this picture perfect of what a teenage life is supposed to be like. You gotta be in 10 clubs, you gotta be a cheerleader, you gotta do all this, you gotta be popular because that's the right way in some people's mind. You have to be that, and that pressure adds stress and makes us forget that we're like still learning and still growing and we're figuring life out. We don't have to be all like 10 things at once. We don't have to be in the sports, honors, have a job. Because at the end of the day, you're not falling behind. Like some people might have their life figured out and you might feel like, oh, they have that together, so I need to get myself together. Again, you have to move at a pace that's best for you. And also, family expectations can be the hardest because our parents really want the best for us. Well, some people's parents, they really want the best for us. But sometimes it feels like they only see success in certain ways. Like straight A's, acting a certain way in college, and like you choosing your career based off what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like some parents may unintentionally set unrealistic goals, like, oh, you have to have straight A's, or you have to be in a bunch of clubs, you have to be the best at your sport, all this other stuff, and they expect you to live that way, but they don't understand the stress of school, that, and living up to other people's expectations. But I feel like parents should set, like a boundary, like saying, hey, you don't have to be the certain image that people want you to be. You don't have to live up to what people expectations of you. Because some teenagers, they expect you to be the same person as they are. Like, they expect you to have like the popular shoe brands, the popular clothing brands. And if you don't have that, they're like, you're weird, or you're odd, or you're just annoying, whatever. And I remember in freshman year, as a personal experience, freshman year, I was going through like trying to figure out what exactly I like, as like whether regarding clothes and, regarding sports and stuff like that. But people would make me feel like, oh, I'm weird, or I'm different because, I mean, I am different, but I'm odd because I dress a certain type of way or something like that. No, this is who I am and this is what I like. I don't need to live up to anybody else's expectations because because they want me to, or because the trend is, hey, you have to wear this, you have to wear that, you have to have on designer every day. And that's just, I knew I wanted to be something different, but, people, basically like ridiculing me for being different. It just kind of made it more hard.
Yeah, I just want to add in this quick thought. The way people are, it's like they think odd as being you're weird. Like they take odd as being a bad thing. If you're odd, I think that's good. You're different from everybody else. Everybody else is copy paste, copy paste. Everybody's the exact same, a replica of each other. And that's so boring. If you want to be different, go ahead, like please, because maybe that'll inspire some other people to want to change. When you have like dreams, like, or your families have dreams, but they patch that onto you because they might not have got to experience, what you did, and they don't understand. Mind you, y'all went back to school in the like back in the day. It's big 2025. I'm sorry, but the school, our work is completely different. What we're learning, like everything is completely different. So of course, if you think you might have got all straight A's, but this is new content. Where this not going to be the same. So you putting on what you did and expecting your child to like, do the same. It's going to be hard. Some people do it. Some people don't. And, that's why a lot of teens hide what they're really feeling because they don't want to disappoint their families.
I feel like having like the fear of disappointing your parents is like a big part of like the teenage pressure, because some parents, they want to live through their children. Like they want to, experience life through their children. They want to put their children into things that they wanted to do, but they can't do it anymore because, they lost the opportunity to. So they want to put their child up to that. So instead of like, oh yeah, do what you want to do, follow your dreams, they're saying no, like do this instead of that because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's what some parents do. They try to live through their children, and it's unhealthy. And yeah, and some kids are like really pressured into doing that because the fear of disappointing their parents and being like some type of failure in the family because, their parents want them to do a certain thing and stuff.
Yeah. And it's like people, especially freshmen, that's why I always try to give advice to freshmen, because I would wish somebody would give me the tips. Some people gave me tips, but it wasn't like in depth. Like I care because I want people to not make the same mistakes that I made and not feel the same way that I did. So I always tell my freshman friends or people that I know that's coming to high school that don't let people try to make you feel like you're not enough because you're different. If you want to dress like however you want to dress, or if you aren't a straight A student, that's who you are. You be authentically you. And it's easier said than done because, everybody's going to say, be you. But do they really want you to be yourself? Or do they really want you to not be like everybody else? It's like a circle of life. Like everybody does the same thing. We all wear the same stuff. We all go to the same, do the same thing. Everybody want to be a nurse. No, it's other career careers out there. It's other things that you can explore. Not everybody has the same, desires. And so that's where high school is. You get to figure yourself out. You get to figure out what you like. But I feel like people being around the wrong people will hinder that for sure.
Hmm. And to add on to what Marcia said, I have to say, not everybody is meant to be the same thing. Again, like, everybody wants to be a nurse. Everybody wants to be like, or here's nurses, entrepreneurs, of influencers. Like, for instance, a video was posted by a group of nurses or doctors, and I'm pretty sure they worked at a clinic, and they posted like a video, basically the patient's discharges on the seats, and they shared that to social media. Now, that's why everybody's not meant to be nurses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, truly, because nobody would do like an actual nurse who actually respected their patients confidentially. They wouldn't post about that, and I feel like that was very disgusting.
Yeah, that's private information.
Exactly, that's what I feel like. It's private information. Don't like post about that.
That's weird.
And just moving on from that, we all need to be one's true self. Like, I want to be a forensic scientist. Not everybody wants to be a forensic scientist. We all want to be our own things. But again, not like high school is a way to figure out what you want to do. Again, high school, these years move fast. So you do have to figure out what you want to be in a short limit of time. But still, you should know your pathway by the time you reach 12th grade. Like, again, I'm not going to put that on you. Matter of fact, you don't have to know what you want to be. You know what? But you can at least know what you want to look forward to in your life, And again, at the end of the day, we all need to realize we're enough as we are, and our worth isn't defined by how much somebody likes us, our grades. Are we attractive enough for somebody who isn't gonna matter in 5+ years from now? You might never see these people again in high school. Your worth doesn't matter what they think at all. And I wanted to talk about a short little story about a girl named Molly Russell. So in 2017, 14-year-old Molly Russell tragically died by suicide after consuming distressing content on platforms like Instagram. And this case really highlighted how unchecked exposure to the harmful content can overwhelm a recovering teen's mental state. Like, honestly, it's a lot of stuff that we see on social media every single day. Literally tragic stuff. I've seen traumatizing things on social media because it's like, it's so much. You can't possibly restrict everything. And as you're doing that, as we're talking about, you see people like having trends about, being super skinny, being super pretty. Like, you see all this stuff and it makes you like, oh, why don't I look like that? And why can't I do that? So it really gives you like, a lot of people can possibly pass away from, just what they see on social media, because that's what they expect their life to look like. Like, why don't I look like that? And again, if you're different, somebody might bully you for it. So it's like, okay, now they're bullying me. I don't look like this. I don't act like this. And that can also lead to like, passing away by suicide. So you never really know. And that's why you should just know your worth. Like, again, it's easier said than done. You can't know your worth, but you shouldn't value your worth based on what other people think.
For sure. And I think, like you say you shouldn't try to base your identity off what other people think, like you said, because, people have their own struggles too. Like, they might just be projecting their struggles onto you, So I feel like this could lead to a bunch of the other things. In that case, is one of many that is like this. Anxiety and depression rates rise when teens feel like they can't meet these expectations. And then eating disorders and body image struggles often connect to perfect body ideas online. So like, you seeing like a girl with a nice body, she in her bikini, she looking real fit, real tight. But then you're like, oh, I don't look like that. And so then when you start to think like, hey, I need to look like this in order to get the boy that I like. And first of all, you shouldn't even be seeking a boy's validation, but that's a whole different story about knowing your worth and, but hey, that's a whole different story. But still, then burnout happens when someone pushes too hard trying to be flawless. We are human. We make mistakes. That's literally who we are as people. We all are going to make mistakes. But social media doesn't show that side. So you just think, oh, they're just doing everything right and look at me. And so we have to learn to be enough, honestly.
Yes, and I agree. And I want to talk more about that trend on TikTok, that skinny talk trend.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone on TikTok like comes up, like finds ways to be more skinny, be more fit, and eat less.
Mm-hmm.
So back on that era of TikTok, it used to be like this little thing where they used to only eat gum and chew ice.
Yeah.
And drink the cold water.
Yes. And I feel like that's not healthy at all, because just alone eating gum on an empty stomach is so uncomfortable. Like,
yes,
the tummy is rumbling. Like it's not the most comfortable feeling, and it hurts your body. You're not giving your body any nutrients. You're not doing any good to your body. You're only harming yourself, trying to only fit in just to not even get the validation that you're even looking for. It's
right.
It's like,
right.
It's not worth it, honestly. And I feel like this is why we need to teach young adults, young girls, and even young males, because let's talk about that's very overlooked about how males look up to people to seek validation from them. And if you're not acting this way, you're not
right
enough or whatever. So I think that's something that we need to talk about too. But do we have the time for that? No, because that results into deep, deep, deep things for that.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have a male come in and say how they feel about, what they see every day,
For sure. And that should definitely be something that we discuss in the future, because that is something that is so overlooked, especially guys, because even guys' mental health, in the future, we probably have something about that because it's very overlooked. But we need to learn how to be enough, even if it's within your religion or something you put your faith in. Go to that and rely on that, because this is important. Self-acceptance and celebrating you as a person and small things that you accomplish, So surround yourself with supportive friends and mentors, teachers, even your parents. And if you're in a toxic household, don't let that stop you from growing. Just keep being persistent within yourself and keep believing that you would get out of that, because not everybody has a household where they can just rely on their parents. Not everybody has a household where they can just talk to their parents so openly. So maybe just allow yourself to have one or two friends that you can rely on or try to rely on, and try to help them, basically help you is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then you should also limit your time on social media or follow things that's more positive, because I feel like we see so many negative things on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the news, everything. Like my mom literally says, she couldn't watch the news no more because it was so many negative things. And I honestly feel the same way, because we're just seeing negative things after negative things after negative things. And yeah, try to limit that. And then remind yourself that mistakes equal growth. We cannot grow if we do not make mistakes, because then we cannot learn from our mistakes. The only way we grow is how we learn. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I agree. The news these days, if you're living in Detroit, it's horrendous. Every single day, every second, there's always something bad happening. But nevertheless, yes, there's a lot of motivation accounts, everything. Like, if you want to surround yourself by good, do it on social media. If you can't find nobody else to tell you that you're good enough, you can find somebody who will pray for you and say things on social media. You don't need to be perfect to be valuable in life.
For sure.
So, again, if you're listening to this, you need to know you're doing better than you think. You know,
Exactly.
we're all still growing. Us together, we're also growing. We're also learning, and you are enough. You are enough for this world. You are enough for yourself. Don't let anything else in this world tell you otherwise. Don't let nobody get into your head to tell you you're not enough. Because best believe it, you yourself are enough. You're worth it. You're worth
Exactly.
everything.
Just preach it. Preach.
Yes. And I feel like, yes, like we need people to realize this because, you know, social media is such a big thing. Nobody understands like seeing this. Oh, I have to wear Lululemon or something like that. And I even had like people try to ask me, oh, so when are you gonna get a Lululemon set or when are you gonna get a ALO set? I'm like, when have you ever seen me wear that? Like, I'm like, that is not me whatsoever. And so it's just like, don't let nobody else try to force their, you know, how they are on you or how they want you to be. Because, you know, even males, like if you like a guy and he tries to change who you are, you need to get away from that. Even your
Leave
parents,
them.
exactly your siblings, anybody who is trying to hinder you from being you, your authentic self, you need to get away from that. And even if you can, if you, like I said, if you're in a toxic household, you just limit yourself away from them. And when you know they're going to say something or you know, hey, they're going to hurt your feelings, you get away from that and you just start to focus on something that's happy, that makes you happy. I mean, and I feel like there's certain solutions to fix these. There are certain people to help you. Like YouTube has so many good, like Jay and Naya says, YouTube has so many good motivational things. Yeah, motivational things to help you. So just figure something out. If you're like faith based, if you're a Christian, you're Muslim or whatever you are, try to focus on that and it'll help you get through, you know, this so twisted world of people thinking, hey, if you're not this, you're not worth, you know, being in earth.
Yeah, and it's all about being comfortable with yourself and having good self-esteem and knowing your worth and knowing that, you know, not you don't have to look the same as everyone. You don't, you know, and don't let anyone pressure you into getting a certain thing and like fitting in the trend because trends are not for everybody. Not everybody can hop on the trend. Not everybody's going to look good doing it. So just follow what you know and follow what you like and you know, try to steer away from all the negative and all the, you know, ill intent that people have.
Yeah. And take pride in your own true self. Okay. I take pride in knowing I'm very different from the people in the house I live with. Okay. I might not act the same. I might not do the same things, but I don't care. Like, I really don't. You know, I take pride in that. And also, don't when you go on social media and you see all the guys loving everybody with a fake BBL, just be yourself. Because who cares what they think? I guarantee you, there's somebody else who is gonna like you for your natural body. You don't have to be like, oh, but she got that and he like that. Who cares? Social media is a false life. I guarantee you, they don't even look good with the BBL. So just live your life and like, bro, you don't have to worry about what they got going on. There are people out here that will love you for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like, and if a guy or whoever if you're a boy or girl, if a guy, or whoever tries to make you into something that you don't want to be, or like try to make you live up to a certain expectation, no, that's a red flag completely. You need to get away because you can be your authentic self and somebody's going to love you right where you're at. And you just probably haven't found that. In high schoolers, a lot of people are trying to look for love, you know, try to get this, try to get a relationship. But I feel like, you know, we're all growing, you know, we're probably not going to meet our soulmate in high school. And that's okay because your soulmate is going to love you exactly how you are. They're not going to try to change you. They're not going to, you know, ridicule you or anything. So, you know, you might not find love in high school. You might not find your permanent friends in high school because your permanent friends will be people that loves you and truly accepts you for who you are, all of who you are, the good, bad, and ugly, and will not try to make you feel a certain type of way because of that.
Exactly. And honestly, I agree with that because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, everybody who wanna be in love and they wanna be booed up, you're not gonna find that in high school. You're not gonna find that in high school. You're not gonna find that when you're young. Cause you're young and you don't know what you're talking about. Like you don't honestly you won't like when you're an adult, when you go to college and you realize that maybe this wasn't my one true love. Now, I wanna say 5% of the time, some people might actually find their actual true love in high school, but that won't work for everybody. So please stop holding on to that person because it's not working, okay?
Yeah.
You have a whole life to live. I'm sure I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna find your true love. Don't stay with somebody who makes you feel like you're worth nothing. Because I guarantee you, you have somebody out there waiting for you.
Yeah, don't make that your number one priority either in high school. Trying to find a boo, trying to find a boyfriend. Please don't make that your number one priority. Find something else to do.
Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. See you guys next week, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.